So as you can see after the game, Caitlin Clark and Sophie are both running up to the referee here. They are both so upset, and the referee is just walking away from them. He won't even look at them in the face. He keeps turning, like Sophie even went up at one point and is like tapping on his arm. He would not even look at them.
The Indiana Fever just played their biggest game of the season, a sold-out crowd, playoff vibes, and Caitlin Clark facing off against the defending champs. It should have been a WNBA showcase. Instead, it turned into a referee night. My clock got hacked. Lexi Hall was whistled for a phantom foul, and the officiating looked more like it was trying to hand New York the win. Fans weren't just confused, they were furious. Even head coach Stephanie White said she'd had enough. Clark didn't hold back either, and this isn't just one bad night. It's a pattern, a problem that's making the entire league look bad. Then came the bombshell, the WNBA suspended Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. Internal reports claim she failed to act on growing complaints about officiating and ignored pressure from players, coaches, and fans. It's the first time in league history something like this has happened. And honestly, no one's shocked. Rumors suggest league executives and owners had been plotting her removal for weeks, especially after stars like Clark and their coaches started speaking out. Some believe this goes beyond bad refs. It's about protecting the league's image, and Engelbert ended up the scapegoat. So now the spotlight is on the WNBA. Every missed call, every bad whistle, every controversy. The league has to fix this fast, or risk losing the fans it just won over.
They've done a great job of rigging this. They've done a great job of rigging this league. The league, they're not even being subtle. They're not even being subtle. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Let's be real. People are straight up calling the league rigged, and they are not holding back. From the moment the Indiana Fever hit the court, something felt off. This wasn't just another regular season game. The atmosphere in Indianapolis was electric, sold-out crowd, playoff energy, stars in the building. The Fever came ready for battle, but while Indiana showed up to fight, it felt like the refs showed up to sabotage. Caitlin Clark took hit after hit with no whistle. Lexi Hall played picture-perfect defense, only to be slapped with a foul that didn't even exist.
The fact that this referee wouldn't even acknowledge the players was kind of crazy to me. Like when I saw that, I said, this is really strange because the referee should have enough confidence in the calls that they made to at least discuss. You should be able to at least discuss some.
Meanwhile, the Liberty were living at the free throw line. And let's be honest, this is starting to look like a pattern, not an exception. So let me ask you, if you watched this live, did any of it feel fair? Because this didn't just start last night. Ever since Caitlin Clark entered the league, the physicality has been turned up to a whole new level. She's been bumped, held, and even blindsided off the ball. And too often, the ref stayed silent. Remember Kennedy Carter's off-ball hit? That wasn't just dirty, it was dangerous. Yet it was ruled a common foul. No flagrant, no technical. Just play on, and it's not only Clark. The entire Fever squad has been on the wrong side of whistle after whistle.
I can't believe what I'm about to say. The Indiana Fever, with the strongest, loudest, most intimidating home court advantage in all the WNBA, just got robbed at home. I saw it with my own two eyes live on CBS.
You want numbers? Here they are. The Fever sit at -31 in free throw differential this season. That's not a typo. That's a crisis. Now, back to the Liberty game. On paper, this matchup had everything: Caitlin Clark dropping dimes to Alia Boston, Lexi Hall locking in on defense, highlight plays, and momentum swings. It had all the ingredients of a classic. But what did fans actually get? Ref drama. The Liberty shot 32 free throws. The Fever, just 15. That's more than double. And in a tight game, that's not just a stat. It's the difference between winning and losing, and it wasn't only the quantity, it was the quality of the calls. New York got soft-touch whistles. Indiana got hammered with no calls. Two teams, two different rule books. Caitlin Clark was shoved off her spot all night, and on the final possession, she was mauled for separate fouls, not a single whistle. Can you imagine LeBron or Steph getting that treatment in crunch time of a playoff game? Exactly.
Pointing. That it doesn't go both ways, or it hasn't gone both ways. But we also can't allow that to consume us, right? Like, we've got to be able to play through that. We've got to be able to control the things that we can control. I felt like at times our late game execution was good, and I consider most of the latter half of the fourth quarter because it was a tight ball game.
That brings us to head coach Stephanie White. After the game, she didn't hold back. She came out swinging in her press conference that a -31 free throw discrepancy, and we're the ones attacking the rim. The disrespect has been unbelievable. That wasn't frustration. That was fury, and it's been building for weeks. But here's the key. White's message wasn't just for the refs, it was for her players. She wanted them to know she's got their back, that she sees what's happening, that she won't let it slide. And for a young team still finding its identity, that kind of leadership matters. Then there's Caitlin Clark. She didn't torch the refs with her words, but her body language said everything. The disbelief in her eyes, the edge in her voice, the exhaustion in her tone, and Aliyah bust in. She dropped the classic no comment. But anyone watching knew exactly what she meant. Silence speaks volumes. Now, here's where it gets wild. The WNBA has reportedly suspended Commissioner Cathy Engelbert. Yeah, you heard that right. The league's top boss. Gone why? Internal reports say she ignored months of complaints about officiating. Players were frustrated. Coaches were furious. Fans were fed up. And it all finally boiled over. But that's not the whole story. Rumors are swirling that some owners had been lobbying for her removal for weeks. And once stars like Clark started speaking publicly, it was game over. Some say Cathy was made the scapegoat. Others argue it was long overdue. Either way, this is the most dramatic shakeup the WNBA has seen in years. And here's the bottom line. The league is at a crossroads. The WNBA is finally on the map. Attendance is up. TV ratings are climbing, and millions of new fans are tuning in because of Caitlin Clark. But what are those fans seeing? Blown calls, lopsided officiating, refs who look like they are not even trying to hide the bias, and fans aren't dumb. They know basketball. They know what a foul looks like, and they won't stick around if the product feels rigged.
It's another year and another case of WNBA referees dropping the ball, not making the right calls when it comes to Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA had a golden opportunity to turn casual fans into diehards. But with every missed call, every no call, every lopsided whistle, they are pushing people away. So let me ask you, would you keep watching a league that refuses to protect its stars? This isn't just about officiating anymore. It's about protecting the integrity of the game, making sure every player, no matter how big their name, gets a fair shake. Because here's the truth. If the league loses Caitlin Clark's fan base, they won't get another chance like this. The Fever have done their part. The players are battling. The fans are packing arenas. The coach is speaking up. Now it's the league's turn to respond to what really happened with Cathy Engelbert. On the surface, the WNBA said she made a bold move, suspending the refs after reviewing the Fever Liberty chaos. The official line was all about accountability and integrity. But peel back the layers, and it gets a whole lot messier. According to league insiders, that same night Engelbert was quietly asked to resign. Why? Because the pressure had been building for months. And at the center of it all, accusations of bias, specifically favoritism toward the New York Liberty. Think it's just fan conspiracy talk? Let's rewind. Last year's WNBA Finals, Liberty versus Lynx. The Liberty won, but what went viral wasn't the game. It was Engelbert stepping onto the court in a dress matching the Liberty's team colors, smiling as she handed them the trophy. Fans looked at that and said, "Wait, what?" Combine that image with questionable late-game calls, and the narrative took off. Since then, every whistle in New York's favor has just poured gasoline on the fire. Fast forward to Fever versus Liberty. Missed calls, no calls, 32 free throws to 15. Fans exploded on social media. And suddenly, the league was scrambling. Here's the kicker. Insiders say owners had already been pushing for Engelbert's exit. And with Caitlin Clark now drawing millions of new eyes to the league, the stakes were too high. They couldn't afford another credibility crisis. So Engelbert became the message, the scapegoat. What started as referee accountability ended with the commissioner herself being forced out. Let's be real. Would this shakeup have happened without Caitlin Clark in the league? Probably not, because Caitlin isn't just changing the game. She's changing the league. She's brought new fans, packed arenas, record TV deals, and sky-high expectations. And with that spotlight, every missed call is a national talking point. That Liberty Fever game, it wasn't just a bad night. It was a national embarrassment. So the WNBA hit the panic button, suspended the refs, silenced the outrage, and quietly pushed out their commissioner. Why? Because if Caitlin Clark's fans feel the league isn't safe, fair, or worth their time, they'll walk. And if they walk, so does the biggest surge of momentum women's basketball has ever seen. So now the question is, did the WNBA make the right move? Or did they just expose how broken it really is? Are the refs really this bad? Or is there something deeper? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if the WNBA needs a total officiating overhaul, or if this is just early season chaos. And if you made it this far, hit the comments, because you're the real ones. Trust me, this isn't the end of the story. See you in the next one.